Rangers lose 6-3 to the Carolina Hurricanes, and we've officially reached the halfway point, and not a pretty game at all to reach the halfway point at, as the Rangers fall embarrassingly to the Carolina Hurricanes. That was truly pathetic, the first 40 minutes of this game. I don't know if the Rangers got the memo or not, but the puck dropped at 7 o'clock, not 9 o'clock tonight. But for whatever reason, the Rangers didn't get the memo or something. I don't know what happened, but absolutely embarrassing effort tonight. Piss poor from most of the team. Just completely piss poor tonight. But before we get into the action for the night, just because I want to say this beforehand, because I feel like it helps out with everything. Help me out. I want you guys to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. If you do enjoy this content, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you guys are new and turn the notifications on. It does help me a ton with the YouTube algorithm and how it is. But do that. Comment on the video too. Your thoughts on the game. Follow me on Twitter if you want to be featured in the videos to give your reaction and everything. And then follow me on TikTok as well. But yeah, let's dive into the action for the night. This one was just not pretty by any stretch of the imagination. Like I said, they fall 6-3 in Carolina, and now the boys gotta head back to MSG for tomorrow night. They're gonna end up getting in late, and don't be surprised if they look sloppy against the Arizona Coyotes. Sure, they look great in the third period, and this could be huge to carry over to the next game, but this also could be bad considering the fact that it is a back-to-back here. And yeah, so don't be surprised if the Rangers start off slow against the Coyotes. That's all I'm saying before some of these fans go ballistic on Twitter with us potentially losing to the Coyotes early in this one. But yeah, shots on goal in this one, 35-23 in favor of Carolina. I mean, you knew that. Face-off percentage 53-47 in favor of the Canes. Sure didn't feel that way because after every damn face-off, the Canes would always have someone to support, you know, the centerman every single time. If they lose it, you got someone there to help out. Just was a nightmare there in the face-off dot, despite what the numbers show. Power plays, 2 for 3 for the Rangers. Carolina's was perfect, going 2 for 2. Hits 39-23 in favor of the Rangers. Block shots split at 14. And 16-15 giveaways. And there was more there for the Canes. I don't even know what to say. Because they came out awful. Putrid, embarrassing. They get outshot in the first period, 11-4. Sure didn't feel that way with the way that they played. That was abysmal. You had Nino Niederreiter walk in, gets a scoring chance early. Not too long after, Vinny Trocheck on the power play from, of course, you guessed it, Tony DeAngelo. Deflection there. Patrick Nemeth, I don't know what he's doing, but somehow just not getting under the stick at all to stop the deflection. And then Svechnikov also picks up an apple on that. Embarrassing. Just truly embarrassing there. I don't know what to say about Patrick Nemeth at this point, because it is bad. It is so bad with him. And then later on in the first, Seth Jarvis scores from Aho and Teravainen. They just let them walk in. Fox, nowhere to be seen. Lindgren commits way too much on the pass there. Georgiev, he's just standing there, can't get over on the pass at all. And yeah, Carolina goes up 2-0 early. But I said, you know what? This is happening in the Toronto game. They didn't look pretty, but let's give them a chance. Let's see how the boys respond in the second period. Let's see if they could bounce back. Nope. Carolina comes out early. They get some good scoring opportunities. And then Jesper Foss scores from Tony DeAngelo. Just a shot from the blue line. And Lorentz, 3-0 Canes early in this one. Nobody covering the point. Keandre Miller does a little jump, a little hop back instead of getting in front of the shot to block it. 3-0. But not too long after, the Rangers do end up getting a power play. Barclay Goodrow, how about him getting in on the action there a bit? But before that, you also had Ryan Strome get an opportunity, or this might have been after the goal. Ryan Strome got an opportunity. Panarin had an opportunity on a 2-on-1. Not pretty there. That shot there. But yeah, Barclay Goodrow ends up dropping the gloves with Kotkaniemi after a insane great hit on Teravainen that knocks him out of the game. But yeah, Barclay Goodrow getting the team fired up a bit, and it paid off because the instigator was called. And then right away, the Rangers score on the power play from Panarin and Kreider. Demikas Zibanejad in that one-time slot. He has been automatic from there as of late, as the Rangers cut it to 3-1. And you thought momentum was going to get going, but nope. They played like shit again. 16-10 in favor of the Canes for shots, by the way, in that period. Forgot to mention that. Need water. But, yeah, they played like ass after that still. Sebastian Aho then scores unassisted. I forgot what this was. Oh, this was the one. Oh, my God. This is the one where they collapse in front of the net. Just no defensive coverage at all. Awful. And then towards the end of the period, this is the play. Patrick Nemeth has been shit all year, but I've been all over. All right, fine, let's give him a chance. This is the goal, though, that is solidified that he should not be an NHL defenseman. If this isn't enough proof that he shouldn't be in the lineup, I don't know what is. Braden Schneider decides to go play Svechnikov behind the net. He's on the side there. And then Patrick Nemeth, what does he do? Goes and tries to get on Svechnikov behind the net. Nino Niederreiter walks in. Svechnikov all day with that pass with Niederreiter walking in, and the Canes go up 5-1. Ian Cole gets an apple on that too, by the way. Embarrassing. Third period, the Rangers actually looked really good, especially for the first half of this period, not allowing a shot for a very long time. Shots ended up being 9-8 in the third here. Kreider scores from Fox and Zibanejad on the power play. They end up getting another one there, so that was nice. There were a lot of missed calls in this game, though, if we're being honest, on both teams here. But yeah, and then not too long after, how about Keandre Miller setting up a play for Ryan Reeves, elite playmaker. Beautiful pass over to Greg McKegg, cross crease pass, and that cuts to the 5-3, and you say, all right, here we go. Here we go. Then you have a good shift from the first line. Second line gives you an exceptional shift. And then towards the end, they give you a really, really good shift. Don't know why the goalie wasn't pulled. There was like 4 minutes left there. And then Lafreniere, love the guy. I'll always say it. Shit penalty. Very shit penalty. Very dumb penalty. And that's what the Rangers did all night. Dumb penalty. Well, not all night because they allowed two, but both the penalties, dumb penalties. And then the writing was on the wall. Tony DeAngelo scores from Aho and Trocheck on the power play. A couple of these Georgiev might have wanted to have back, but I can't fault him when you're facing that many shots early in the game. Embarrassing. The fact that they were getting that dominated in the defensive zone, in the neutral zone, embarrassing. The turnovers in the neutral zone, embarrassing. Georgiev was not great tonight, but I don't think it changes anything if Igor's in net either. I don't think it does. Sure, Georgiev's rebound control was awful, and he could have covered the Aho goal. Maybe Shesterkin stops the Jesper Fast goal, the Tony DeAngelo goal. Sure, maybe some of these goals get stopped if Igor's in net. But at the same time, with the amount of shots on goal and that high volume of shots and the piss poor play defensively, can't completely fault him. Can't completely. Let's be rational here. Let's be somewhat rational here. What do we got next? I guess we'll get into the lines of the game. First line, Kreider, Zibanejad, Kakko. This ended up getting a lot of people pissed off because in the second period, Gallant decided, hey, we're going to send a message here. And he buries Kakko on the 4th line. And Reaves goes up to the 1st line. Now, I said on Twitter, I'll say it here. If you're unsatisfied with Ryan Reaves going on the 1st line for Kakko getting bench, fine. Have that opinion. Have that argument. Fine. I won't argue there. But if you're going to try to tell me that Kakko doesn't deserve to be benched, there is no justifying that. None. He has looked invisible as of lately. I've been saying it in the wins. Been saying it before. This isn't an overreaction. This isn't a reactionary thing. He has just not looked good, and it's getting concerning. But then he ended up moving back on the 1st line, so you can't complain too much, and he still didn't really do much there tonight. And fuck, quite frankly, his best shift was with the 4th line when he got a shot on goal. Right? Like, everyone was complaining, but his best shift was with the 4th line. I thought the 3rd line was really good tonight, and maybe someone from that line could have been moved up, but to say that he didn't deserve to be benched, it's just nonsense to me. Now, listen, I know that people are going to be like, if David Quinn was here, you would be saying that it's stupid that he's getting benched and all this stuff because you're just a David Quinn hater. No. There is a complete difference when you give a guy numerous, countless opportunities and he doesn't capitalize on it and you bench him. That is the difference. David Quinn would bench Kakko for nonsense and it would be repetitive game after game. Kakko, how many games now in a row has he been on that top line? It's been since November. The benching is justifiable. And if you're going to say it's not, you're just too in love with the player. It's just that simple. Second line was pretty solid tonight. Mostly in the 3rd period. That's how it went with pretty much most of the lines except for the 3rd line. Again, I thought the 3rd line was really great and nobody's talking about it. But yeah, Panarin, Strome, and Hunt. Hunt was probably the best player though of the night. Throwing 7 hits. He looked good tonight. I thought he was good. He didn't get a shot on goal, but he definitely had a lot of jump to his game coming in his first game back with the boys. But yeah, I thought he had a good game. And then for Strome and Panarin, they had their game really showed in the 3rd period. Not much really otherwise, except for the 2nd period. They had a couple good shifts. 3rd line of Lafreniere, Gaudreau, Chytil. I don't understand where this narrative is coming from that Lafreniere had such a piss poor game. The penalty, fine. But I'm seeing people on Twitter saying he should be scratched. For what? For what? Because he's not producing points? Have you seen what he's been doing defensively lately? I don't understand. I don't understand how people could be saying Kakko, who's getting the top line minutes and not capitalizing on it, are saying he doesn't deserve to get benched. But then we want Lafreniere's a healthy scratch when he's looked better and is doing things better defensively. Am I wowed by Lafreniere's play? No. But come on. He's been better than Kakko. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense on Twitter. And that's what gets me riled up in the losses. It's not the losses themselves. I'm not worried. I am confident in this team bouncing back going into the Garden tomorrow against Arizona. I'm not worried about that. What gets me riled up is the ludicrous takes by Rangers Twitter. That's what gets me riled up in these videos. But yeah, the 3rd line, really great tonight, defensively especially. They weren't on the ice for any of the goals. Sure, except for Barclay Goodrow. He was on the ice for one of them because of the penalty kill at the end. But again, Lafreniere, yes, he did take a dumb penalty. But does that warrant him getting scratched? That's just David Quinn talk right there. That's just David Quinn talk, if you ask me. Because I don't know if I'm watching a different game, but defensively, he has been outstanding with Barclay Goodrow, especially lately. And whether it's Julian Gauthier, Phil Petal, or whoever's on that line, I think he's been good. Are they doing the things offensively? Sure. Maybe you'd like some more offense generate from that line. But they still get in the zone. They make good defensive plays. They do the little things right. It's just a matter of them breaking through offensively. And the fact that people are saying that Lafreniere should be scratched is absolutely bonkers to me. And if he does get scratched, I won't be happy. Because again, Kakko deserves it more than he does. Just my take. Not the popular one with Rangers Twitter, but it's my take. Fourth line of... I'm blanking. Rooney, McKegg, and Reeves, they had a pretty decent night. They could have been a bit better, but overall, I'm not going to complain too much. They had a nice goal. Yeah, I won't complain too much. They could have been better, but it is what it is. The whole team really could have been. Defensively, Lindgren and Fox didn't have the best game by any stretch of the imagination. Let's not pretend they had a good game. Fox gets another point, which I guess is nice, but neither of them had that great of a game, if we're being honest. Lindgren on that 2-on-1 goal, and then Fox not being there, and then that Sebastian Aho goal too. It was just embarrassing. It was a nightmare there. Miller and Trouba, not the best game from them either. Far too many defensive mistakes. They were probably the best defensive pair, but that doesn't mean they were good. They were the least bad. Schneider and Nemeth, another scenario where one is complete ass, one is completely great. I don't think I have to tell you who was the great one and who was the one that was completely ass. Now, like I said, he shouldn't be in the National Hockey League, the one that was ass. But Braden Schneider also, how about that snipe in the third? He almost scored. He hits one off the crossbar. That was close. No one there for the rebound. I love Braden Schneider right now. He is shutting me completely up. I was someone that was not a fan of the pick, but my guys, he's shutting me up, and I love every second of it. He was the best defenseman tonight, but in terms of the defensive pair, the second pair was better. But it's just Patrick Nemeth is so bad. He's so bad that I just can't compliment Schneider and say that was the best defensive pair because of how bad Patrick Nemeth is. Schneider's just so good, and it's just unfair that he has to play with Patrick Nemeth. It's just so unfair. Just bring up Zach Jones for the love of God, or make a trade, do something. And then Georgiev, again, there's a few he would have liked to have back, but I don't think it's fair to say that it was completely on him tonight. That's my take on it. But, sorry, I just want to reply to something here on Twitter. But speaking of Twitter, be sure to follow me there to submit your reactions, because that's what we're heading to next. NYR Ted says, what were your thoughts on playing Georgiev tonight and not tomorrow versus Arizona? I had no problem with it. I hated that everyone on Twitter's instant reaction was, oh, we're asking for a loss, putting Georgiev in that. I don't understand what Georgiev did as of lately that warrants Ranger fans saying this. Because last game against Toronto, I don't know if it was just me, but Igor looked pretty shaky, if you asked me. I don't know if that was just me that noticed that, but that's just my opinion. Like, that's again where Rangers Twitter is just absolutely bonkers to me. What has Georgiev done lately that warrants this hate? What? I'll wait for someone to tell me. Because his last few starts, the only game really he's been bad, the Vegas game, that's really about it. Other than that, December, he was lights out for us. So I don't understand the hate for Georgiev as of late. I had no problem with the decision because it's set, because this is a game that you should have had. You just had the show for the first 40 minutes, which the Rangers forgot to do. And had they done that, they would have won this game. But I like the decision because you could have got this win easily with Georgiev, and that sets you up to have Igor against Arizona, then you probably start Igor again against LA. You give him the rest against Columbus, and then you start Igor against Minnesota. I like the way it would have played out with the schedule, so I had no problem with it personally, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. New York Solid 24 says, I'm not going to flip or anything, but we played bad until the third. I love how this team shows fight even when we're down onto the Coyotes. Exactly. The response by this team is unreal, but it's just a bad habit that's trickling back in that I'm not happy about at all. This is something that we saw at the beginning of the year that was a complete problem, and now we're halfway through the season. You can't let this problem trickle back in where you start off slow and then you have 2 dominant periods or 1 dominant period at the end and think you're going to win. You need to play the full 60. Don't let this habit trickle back in. It's getting worrisome, but I have confidence that this team will bounce back. If this becomes the norm, though, over the next few games, especially against the Arizona Coyotes, which I said again, they might start off slow, but if we see this as a habit for the next 2-3 games, that's where the panic button needs to be hit again, and where a move might have to be made. But that's going to be it for this one. A bit of a longer reaction video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, of course, turn the notifications on as always, and I will see you guys in the next one.